Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Globus Education Systems news update. I'm Bo Elvis at the microphone for presentation. My guest today is Marcellus Bameng. He is the Managing Director of Global Education Systems, which is an education consultancy firm that helps students from across the continent of Africa to travel for scholarships in Europe, America, and Asia. And he is here in the studio to give us an update on what they have been doing, especially the 500 scholarship opportunities as well as vocational opportunities, and what you need to do if you want to travel out of Cameroon or travel out of Africa to study in foreign universities. Mr. Marcellus T. Bameng, thank you so much for coming to my Media Prime Television.
It's always a pleasure being here. Thank you.
So would you mind presenting Globus Education Systems to us?
Yes, Globus Education Systems is an educational consultancy firm that represents over 1,000 universities globally in 16 countries like the USA, Canada, France, Switzerland, Germany, India, Malaysia, and so on. So we assist our students who want to study into our partner universities to get admission, and when they get the admission, then we assist them in the departure process.
So what makes Globus Education Systems different from other education consultancy firms?
Yes, firstly, Globus Education Systems is a well-structured organization. We are, first of all, headquartered here in Yaoundé, and we have a country office in Nigeria, in Burkina Faso, in Ghana, and in Rwanda. And here in Cameroon, we also have a branch office in Bafoussam and in Douala. So we are well structured. The internal organization is well structured.
So how effective is the consultancy firm when it comes to helping students to travel abroad for further studies?
Yes, as I said, we are well structured. So if an organization is well structured, then it means that they can deliver their services effectively. We have several departments that assist students in the various kinds of services that we offer. We have the student loan department, we have the scholarship department, we have the direct admissions department, we have the partial scholarship department, we have the vocational training department. So all these departments work in collaboration with each other to provide effective services to our students.
Practically, let's say I'm a student and I want to travel out of Cameroon to study abroad and I have my money. What should I do?
First thing is, we don't need the money first. First thing is to come for counseling. You can't spend money when you don't know what you are going in for. So the first thing is to approach any of our branch offices or contact us on social media, on our phone numbers, and someone has to counsel you to know exactly what is your interest, where you want to go to, what you want to study. Then they will walk you through the various options that are available and the costs that are involved. Then, after the counseling, you have a clear knowledge of exactly what you want, then we can move the process forward. That's when we can now talk about money.
And what does it take for someone to be able to have a scholarship with Globus Education Systems?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of scholarship you are looking for. If you are looking for partial scholarship, it's all about a certain percentage discount. So if that percentage discount is applied and you are able to afford the other part, then you can get the partial scholarships. But when it comes to fully funded scholarship, it is all about merit. It is merit based. So you can't have a fully funded scholarship if you didn't perform well in your previous academic career.
Tell us more about these 500 scholarships that many people have been posting and sharing on the social media.
Yes, the 500 fully funded scholarships that we have at the moment are from our partner institutions within the Asian continent, from countries like China, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Vietnam, and so on. So those scholarships are coming from those countries, from our partner institutions in those countries.
So what does it take for someone to benefit from these scholarships?
First thing is to approach us. Then we are going to look at your academic performance, and if it fits what you are looking for, then you can start the process immediately. There is a little amount of fee that is required for us to start the process. Once you are able to commit into that process, then we can take the process forward.
Which scholarship is ideal? Which performance is ideal for fully funded scholarships?
Yeah, the minimum requirement is 75% overall score in your previous academic career. Let's say you wanted to do a master's degree, you should have 75% overall score, or 3.0 on 4 GPA or 15 on 20 total score. Then you can go. You can qualify for a fully funded scholarship.
What about partially funded scholarships?
Partially funded scholarship, even if you go as low as 11 on 20, 10 on 20, or 50%, 60% of our raw score, you could get the partial scholarship, as long as you are willing to spend the other part of the scholarship that has been deducted, and what is remaining. If you can afford that amount, then you can get the fully funded scholarship.
MD,
sorry, the partial scholarship.
MD, tell us about what people need to know. People think about money. The cost of traveling abroad could be very expensive. Whether the poor can also have their place in Globus Education Systems.
Yes, we certainly charge a very minimal amount. If you check within the country, our service fees are very, very low, because if you look under our logo, you see affordable education for all. So we try to make it very affordable. Even if you come from a family that things are not that easy, we charge a very minimal amount as our service fee. That service fee is standard for the scholarships that you are looking for. Maybe if you are looking for a partial scholarship, it has a minimal amount. If you are going in for a fully funded scholarship, it has a minimal amount. It's not much money, maybe just a little token.
Mr. Managing Director Marcellus Bameng, how is Globus Education Systems capacity to serve the entire Africa? You remember my media prime is highly watched across Africa, and students from other countries who are based in Cameroon, and students from other countries might be asking the question, how can they get to you? Are they sure that Globus Education System can publish, can process their files in other African countries?
Yes, as I said at the beginning of this interview, we are well structured, and we are presently in 5 different African countries, and we are looking forward to opening more countries within the next 1 year, about 15 more countries. Some staffs are currently being trained to be deployed overseas, but the team that is currently located here in the head office in Yaoundé, they are being trained in a way that they can handle files from anywhere in the world. We have the capacity, we have the manpower to handle what number of files that will come in.
Let's talk about the situation of PhD students in Cameroon. Some of them have been bothering and calling us, saying that PhD has been suspended, and so they are discouraged on what to do. How can Globus Education Systems be of help?
They should not be discouraged. All hope is not lost. The government is trying to fix some things. That's why the PhD programs have been suspended for this year, so they should not be discouraged. But in the meantime, we have PhD scholarships, fully funded PhD scholarships at the moment in many of our partner institutions in Asia. So anyone that is looking forward to going in for a PhD program this year, they can get fully funded scholarship to study in Asia. So most of them are even research-based scholarships. They will get funding while doing their research.
What about language proficiency tests? Can we say Globus Education Systems have what it takes to handle language proficiency tests?
Yes, generally, if you are going to study in Asia, the language proficiency is generally acceptable if you studied in English. But if your first language of choice was French, then you will need to prove your language proficiency. We currently have a department in charge of language proficiency, whereby students can take the test within a short space of time online in our premises, and once they are successful, we can immediately process their files.
Mr. Managing Director, some students in Cameroon have been contacted us and saying that probably they want to get to Globus Education Systems, but they don't know where the offices are found, or some of them are requesting that you open more bureaus across Cameroon to be able to handle the influx of students who are interested. Can you tell us more about what we are doing to ensure that every Cameroonian is served where they are without a lot of stress?
Yes, for now, we are headquartered here at Carrefour Intendance in Yaoundé at the Commercial Bank building on the 6th floor. We also have a branch office in Douala in Daido. That office serves the southwest and the littoral region put together. The office in Bafoussam at Hotel Carrefour Le Maire serves for the west region and the northwest region. So someone can get up in the morning, travel to Bafoussam, do your inquiries, and go back to Bamenda that same day. So it is not really easy to manage several offices within a very close geographic zone. So that's why we've tried to put those offices in those various regions. So like the office here in Yaoundé is not just for Yaoundé. We have people coming from the east region, from the south, they come to us and they go back the same day. Some people are coming from the north to come and see us, but we might consider opening an office in the northern region of Cameroon to round it all.
MD, while some students want to travel out of the continent of Africa to further their studies, other students are looking for jobs, and we want to know how Globus Education Systems can be of help.
Yes, we can be of help for those who are looking at opportunities where they can travel out of the country, make some minimal amount of money to support their families back home. We have the vocational training programs to Canada and the vocational training programs to Germany. The vocational training programs to Canada are short-term programs between 6 months and 1 year that they can train, and while on training they also have professional internship that is paid, and they can be making money to even sustain them, their living expenses, and even also paying part of their fees if they were not able to pay all their fees before they left the country. Then the vocational training programs to Germany, these are wonderful programs that the students just need to commit to study German within 6 to 8 months, and once they have the German language certificate that is required, we are able to process them immediately to travel out of the country and start working. And the employers that will be training them are providing them accommodation and medical insurance. And we have put in place a system whereby even when the parents are not able to afford, we are going to take care of all the expenses that is involved in traveling. As long as they have the German language certificate, they should not worry about anything called finance. They should just come to Globus and say, I have my German language B1 or B2. Then we will process the application, get everything for them, the ticket, the cost of visa, everything is covered by Globus. We are also working on another partnership that will be unveiling in the next 1 or 2 weeks, whereby those that have already graduated, have the degree, like in nursing, medical doctors, health professionals, we will be sending them to our partners abroad so that they can start working immediately.
Mr. Managing Director, before we part company, just a quick advice to our viewers. You know, so many of them have been complaining that they find it difficult tracking agents, the right agents to help them travel abroad. So some of them have fallen into the hands of scammers and fake people who dupe them of money. So want to know your advice as an expert in the domain, what they should take into consideration when choosing, when looking for an education consultancy firm.
Yes, my first advice is, you know, every day I receive a lot of people in my office and they are complaining about scamming and so on. And when I ask them who collected their money, where did you meet the person, you realize that sometimes people are not using their reasoning faculty. You meet somebody on the street, somebody told you about somebody. You met the person somewhere along the line, maybe in a bar, and you were able to remove 5 million and give that person. Tomorrow there is a problem, you don't know where that person is. So the first advice is, if you want to do business with somebody, the person should have a physical business location. The location speaks for itself. I'm not talking about just going and sitting somewhere and saying this is my office, but you should be sure that this person is renting this property for this purpose. So
and properly registered too.
Yeah, and properly registered. It must be incorporated. We are not a company that is just in the air. We are incorporated as an international student recruitment firm. We have a physical location here in Yaoundé. It speaks for itself. When you come there, you know these are people who are serious in doing business. You don't go and meet somebody in a quarter. Maybe he has rented also a small room. He is there alone, and you think that tomorrow if you come there, you meet the person. Once the person has collected your money, after a while you will not meet the person. When people are established, there is no way that you can you can say you are not having confidence in them. A well-structured organization speaks for itself, and you can easily give money with confidence. You should also have receipts. Don't give people money that they cannot issue you receipts. When you give money out, please ask that receipts should be issued to you, so that in case of any issue tomorrow, you can justify proof of payment.
Thank you so much, Marcellus Timberman, for coming to this special Globus Education Systems update program.
It's always my pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Marcellus T. Mbame. He is the Managing Director of Globus Education Systems, an education consultancy firm serving students in Cameroon and the continent of Africa. I'm Bo Elvis. Thanks for watching.